Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. I'm Chris here with Gregory Mountain Products, and today we're going to be giving you a bit of a rundown on our reservoir system and answer some frequently asked questions with our reservoirs. To start, when you get your reservoir, there's going to be a plastic cover right on the nozzle and the bite valve here. I'm going to show you how to remove that and kind of how to open up the bite valve. So to start, you'll kind of see this perforated edge on the side here. I like to kind of just press my finger into that, and it should just break the seal just like that. And then you can peel this back to gain access to the bite valve. You'll notice the way these bite valves work is you kind of have to pinch and bite it with your mouth to get water to come out of it. A lot of times these can be sealed from the factory to kind of prevent contamination, and just pressing a couple times there will open this up. You saw that struggling to open up, but after a couple presses, it popped right open, and you can also kind of use your fingernail or something to kind of pop that open, and that should allow you to gain access. Our bite valves have two modes. There's an X for closed. So when you're just kind of hiking and not using it, you can have on closed, and then open, you twist it back to open, closed, open. You'll move to open and then bite down and suck in, and you'll have access to water or whatever beverage you have inside of your reservoir. Next is our quick disconnect kit. So conveniently, our reservoirs have this quick disconnect kit. This disconnect kit allows you to remove your reservoir for easy refilling without having to remove your whole hose from the harness. When your hose is kind of fed through your harness of your bag and onto your shoulder harness, you don't necessarily want to have to undo that every time. So all you do is quick press this button here. It'll allow you to remove that, and you can pull your reservoir right out of your pack. To demonstrate this, I've got one of our nano packs here with a reservoir in. I've got it fed through this upper portion of the harness here, and you don't want to have to be undoing that every single time you want to fill up your water. So to use this quick disconnect kit, I'm going to unclip the reservoir from the pack, press this quick disconnect button, and pull this out for easy filling and cleaning. Now let's say you want to install an insulated hose for the winter time. You're planning on doing some winter hikes, maybe cross-country skiing or snowshoeing, and you want to kind of get the most function out of your pack. We sell a two-fold quick disconnect kit that is a replacement hose that's insulated for this. Another reason you might get one of these quick disconnect kits is if your hose was damaged or lost and you just need to replace it. So I'm going to show you guys here a couple options. One is a non-insulated quick disconnect kit, and one is an insulated. For ease of use, I'm just going to use this one because it's already open, and I'm going to show you guys how to replace your quick disconnect kit here. One question we get frequently is, how do you cut it to length? And I will show you guys how to do that today. So whether you're installing this quick disconnect kit on a backpacking backpack or just a smaller day packing pack will determine the length of hose you need. So to do that, if you have your old hose that's just kind of beat up, you need to replace it, measure and cut to length to that one. But if you don't have it, the best way to do it is to install the bottom portion of this quick disconnect kit. This comes as two pieces, one that connects to the hose on your reservoir and one that connects to the kit that goes up to your harness. So the smaller piece is what you'll attach first. To attach this, all you're gonna do is take this receiver bit and the hose and press to fit. Takes a little bit of elbow grease, but press that firmly to fit. This is now sealed in here. You can remove it if you pull it really hard, but that's now sealed on there. Now what I'm gonna do is insert this reservoir into the pack that I'm gonna fit it to. And before I take my bite valve from my old quick disconnect kit, I'm gonna feed this through the H2O slot in my pack and connect it here to this quick disconnect. Now that that's attached, I'll typically put the pack on and run it through all of these lines and kind of see where this is gonna land. Whether you like the reservoir hose to sit down on your harness here, if you like to clip it up and reuse your magnet from your previous hose, you can reinstall that magnet at this time. Know that the magnet's gonna sit kind of right there, and you're gonna pull off and use that bite valve. So if I wasn't to cut, I'm all good, and I can just do that. If I do wanna cut, I'm now gonna kind of get an idea of where I want it to cut to length. I'm gonna leave that magnet where I want it to cut. So now I would just be drinking from right there. Take my measurement and a sharp knife and cut an even section to length. Now reinstall my bite valve. and you're good to go. Now I've cut this to length for my shorter pack, where if I was putting this on my backpacking pack, I probably wouldn't need to because there's just more harness to get the hose through. The quick disconnect kit will not come with a bite valve, so make sure you keep your old bite valve. All right, so you've been using your reservoir all summer and it's time for a clean. I tell people that I really only put water in these reservoirs just to make sure that I don't build up a bunch of mold and I don't have to clean it out every time. If you do put electrolyte mix in one of these, I really do recommend getting one of these reservoir cleaning kits. It'll just keep you more hygienic and prevent mold from building up at the bottom after a bunch of uses. Like I said, I really only use water, so I clean mine out a couple times a summer, and then I'm always hanging them to dry with the lid open after each hike just to make sure there's no mold buildup in there. You really want to make sure it's ventilated. But if you did find yourself in a situation where you need to clean it out, purchase one of these reservoir cleaning kits. You can find them at one of our authorized dealers or on our website. This comes with a large brush tool and a small hose cleaner. To use this brush tool, it's pretty simple. What you're gonna do is pull it out of this provided little mesh bag, and it's a really nice brush that has kind of a longer section here and then a more of abrasive section towards the bottom here, allowing you to get in all the crevices at the bottom of your reservoir. What I would do is, if it's really moldy and gross, I would fill it up with warm water. You don't want to do boiling water because you don't want to melt this, but warm water and dish soap, and fill that up about 1 liter of the way. Once it's up 1 liter of the way, I'll typically close this and give it a couple good 2-3 shakes. That will really kind of get things moving and get it loose and degreased in there. After that, you can insert the scrubber, getting all the corners and axis at the bottom. What you can kind of do is flip it upside down, really making sure you're getting in these hard to reach areas. Do the other side. Get the top of the reservoir here, get the inside of the lid, and then you're good to go there. Now thoroughly rinse. I'd recommend rinsing fresh water in here 5 to 6 times to make sure that you get all the gunk and soap out. Really want to rinse it and let it hang dry. Now if you also see some mold and some grossness inside of your hose, the next tool in this kit is this handy dandy flexible hose cleaning tool. If you do find that your reservoir needs a good clean out, I do recommend cleaning out your nozzles and your hose at the same time. For the hose cleaning kit, I'll usually remove these quick disconnects. So you can grab one side, pull it out, and now you have easy access to clean the hose of your reservoir all the way through. In those hard to reach spots, I'll typically go back and forth a couple times and then pull out. And now, same thing as the reservoir, you want to rinse this out thoroughly 5 to 6 times, reattaching this quick disconnect. Next portion I'm going to clean is the bit on my harness. I'm going to remove that from the pack fully, and I'm going to remove either the bite valve side or the quick disconnect side to give this hose cleaner easy access. You're going to feed this through, making sure you kind of work it all the way to the end. And now once you get towards the end, pull it back out, cleaning the whole tube, and now giving this a thorough rinse 5 or 6 times. Now I'm gonna put my bite valve back on this side, and this hose is now clean. I'm gonna hang dry these for 24 hours just to make sure there's nothing left in them, and you get a full, good, clean dry. That's a breakdown on our reservoirs, how to clean them, how to attach the quick disconnect kit, and how to open the bite valve. Everything's pretty simple, but just takes a little bit of time to make sure you're cleaning it right, attaching it correctly, and measuring these things to length. Thank you so much for tuning in today, and have a great one.